Thank you.
Everybody catch up.
Who's racing out? Who's racing?
Alrighty. So we've got a motion for 2 minutes, the 20th of September and the 25th.
Oh, we got updated, second.
Mr. Cole?
Yep.
Mr. Leonard?
Yes.
Mr. Spiller?
Right.
Yes, you have an updated agenda.
Okay.
Okay, Dave.
Okay, so I had, there were two separate approvals I did on your behalf on September 26th. I approved some financials, resolution number 18-130. That's authorized by you, the resolution 18077. He included an appropriations transfer from the Sheriff's Office Fair Rotary Fund to make transfer appropriations to their salaries and Medicare accounts in order to process payroll. Also did a cash transfer from the Commissioner's Office to the Care and Custody Fund to reimburse for an allocation issues stemming from the May hospitalization invoice. And finally, there was a revenue certification from the Sheriff's Office to recognize additional revenue required to pay for their operations at the fair. And then on September 28th, on your behalf, there was a liquor license application from the Sisters of Notre Dame. So on behalf of you, we concur with the Munson Township trustees in not requesting a hearing on the liquor license requested by the Sisters of Notre Dame, DBA Sister of Notre Dame, located at 10950 Pine Grove Trail, Chardon, Ohio. Permit number is CNEW 8198155.
Okay.
Skip over number 5. Adrian is not in here. He's wrapping up that.
There was a last minute
Supplemental.
addition to the financial this morning, but, you know,
Okay.
and whenever you make that change, she's got to go back and redo
Start
the whole
over.
process.
It has to do with an insurance payment for today, so it really is kind of important.
So
Okay,
we'll do
that's
the
fine.
engineer then.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is- yeah.
Item 6 here is requesting the board approve and authorize Mr. Claypool to sign the Ohio Public Works Commission disbursement request for the Valentine Road Bridge replacement in the amount of $60,000.
So, second?
Mr. Pickle?
Yep.
Mr. Lemon?
Aye.
Mr. Spiller?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
Nick.
There's 3 of them. There's 2,
Morning.
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 Good morning.
4.
Pretty new this time, so I'm assuming that
I don't know.
all hands and knees.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is that, what we talked about already last week.
This is just for the Motorola equipment. This
Right,
doesn't
just the
include
part.
like the furniture and the other additional wiring.
Okay.
Yes. We took care of that, and I corrected the contract with the auditor's office, so we got it together. Sheriff's Office is requesting the board approve and execute the Motorola Solutions Next Generation Vesta 911 Communication Systems Agreement for software, equipment, professional services, installation, and 1 year of on-site maintenance in the amount of $299,533.66.
So, second?
Mr. Claypool?
Yeah.
Mr. Leonard?
Aye.
Mr. Spiller?
Right.
I want to bring the board's attention when you guys were here, on the financials, I see we're processing the $86,000. This is for the software maintenance on the 800 megahertz towers. So this is a continuation. Remember last year we were catching up, so the amount was larger, it was 2 years. So for this, going forward, I think Adrian said it's down slightly from last year.
It's budget report.
Yeah. All right.
Good. This equipment, if it gets any more expensive, we're gonna have to put you guys on diet and start feeding you bread and water over there, so. Technology.
Start eating jail food.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, today.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
I heard you were at the paint thing with.
Oh, I wonder who that. I was. We were in our St.
Video,
Mary's
yeah,
cover run.
yeah.
Oh, yes, but
Oh,
Jerry
you saw
played
the
the video.
afterwards.
But let's clarify that Jerry took the video and played that.
Yes. Yes.
For the whole crowd as they're going through.
I was trying to be incognito. I was really unrecognizable with the glasses and the pink hat. You
Yeah.
really couldn't.
Oh, I think there's some.
Didn't I look
I
incognito
said
at all
that.
these?
That's what I said.
I know.
Take your
Yeah.
hands or counting.
So anyways, so I'm here with a small grant through the Western Reserve Area Agency on Aging for HEAP outreach. What this is, it's just $3,695 over the course of the year for us to help some seniors with HEAP applications. And it's through the Ohio Department on Aging.
Okay. So do we need to read it? I don't know.
I think
Second.
we pretty much read the whole
I
thing,
missed
so.
it.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye. Thank you.
Thanks.
There's some.
You're good.
You're
best.
I tried.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Just here this morning with a couple of small policy changes that we're looking to just, sort of, one is really is actually just trying to get on board and mimic what your guys' new policy is with respect to individuals that don't successfully complete their probation. And the other is to add a section to our employee recognition program for retirement gifts. Sort of nominal gifts for individuals that have served the agency for a significant number of years, instead of situations where we're passing around an envelope and oftentimes when people retire, historically we've maybe passed along an envelope, hey, if you want to contribute to just something to help recognize this person retire, throw in $5, $1 or whatever, and then sometimes you may get different amounts. Do you know what I mean? Like when we're trying to recognize somebody, and here we asked the auditor's office, is there a way that we can sort of streamline this? And they said as long as you have a policy, you can go forward and do that. So we try to come up with something. And we asked other counties around, what do you have to recognize those that retire and things like that, and we were able to sort of pull the best of all worlds.
Okay. And so what'd you come up with? Or
You should have received. You should have gotten it. It's very simple. It's right. You got it.
yeah.
It's the last portion of that policy. Someone who served, at least 15 years, a gift up to $100. We try to make, they're not. It's nothing major, but it's so that we're not really passing around envelopes asking employees to contribute their own funds to recognize somebody that's retired. I mean, it's we do have some people at the agency that have been there, some people over 30 years, and so we're trying to.
So the cap is $100?
For 15 years,
Yeah.
if someone served up to 30 years, it's up to $250.
Okay. Oh, I see.
That's a long time
Yeah.
to give to the county. But we actually have some of those folks coming up that are looking to retire and have sort of let us know. So we're just trying to streamline and
Okay. So do we have a motion on that?
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Aye.
Commissioner Spiller?
thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm saying, I'm not sure I'm saying, so I just resent you guys.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, you'll have it now.
Do you-
It's all
Do
right.
you want to do Adrian before Glenn, or do you want to do Glenn? How do
It
you wanna
doesn't
do
matter.
this?
Adrian's ready?
Adrian, it's fine. Do the financials and get that done with.
Go before you.
Sit down, Glenn.
If I get an opportunity to snub Glenn, I think Adrian's next.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
Just remember, you have budget hearings this afternoon, Glenn.
I'll see the budget hearings. I gotta go.
I apologize for having to delay this a little bit, the last minute addition for the care and custody fund for the hospitalization that we need to pay by the end of the day. So the Financials today include an appropriations transfer from the general fund miscellaneous transfers out to maintenance, salaries, Medicare, and OPERS accounts to cover costs of the new janitors as well as additional seasonal help. An appropriations transfer from the Commissioner's office to the Sheriff's office for miscellaneous payments deposited into the general fund. Encumbrances include an encumbrance increase from JFS for the Geauga mental health for the youth center expenses, a travel request from the building department to attend the 2019 annual Ohio Building Officials Conference in Cincinnati, and a travel request from Emergency Services to attend the Ohio EMA Fall Directors Conference in Columbus. Among the vouchers are $84,761.70 from the Auditor's Office to Wolpert Incorporated for the 2017 Flyover Project Services, $10,750 from the Commissioner's Office to the Department of the Interior USGS for the remaining installment payments from the 2017 Long-Term Groundwater Level Monitoring, $60,451.70 from the Department of Development Community Development to Great Lakes Growers Revolving Loan for machinery and equipment for their greenhouse operation, $17,024.50 from the Juvenile Court to Courtview Justice Solutions for their 2018-19 Courtview Maintenance Agreement, $86,000 from the Sheriff's Office to Motorola Solutions for their 800 megahertz system tower maintenance agreements, and $6,355 from Water Resources to NOACA for their 2018-19 annual dues. And finally, a revenue certification from mental health to true up their revenue accounts to more accurately reflect expected receipts through the year end. Sorry.
Where do we start?
Yeah.
This is like, this, I could spend all day on this one.
Yeah.
Just real quick, the auditor's office, the contract, I'm familiar with Walpert and where we are with that contract with them. Is this the last remaining payment with them, or is this, do you know, or do we have any more after this?
Well, there may be more. This is it, I believe, for the 2017 flyover. That was kind of a surprise one. So
this was a contract we probably never should have entered into. We weren't. The approval wasn't there, and our former auditor went ahead and entered into this agreement.
This is out of the REA fund?
Yeah.
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah. So it's not
Actually, it is out of the, wait, let me look.
2017.
Yes, that is REAF, yes.
So, do you know the balance on this? How many more years? I mean, is this some touch-up work I think they're doing with this?
Yeah, this is for the pictometry that they use in Access Geauga and stuff like that. So,
do you know if the status? So, is this our last payment of this?
I can double check, but I do believe that this does wrap up everything.
Okay.
So, I have copies of the invoices that the auditor's office sent me, and it does look like that's pretty much it.
Okay.
So, there's no remaining balances on those invoices.
Good.
'Cause there were like 3 different invoices. So.
Okay.
The 84,761.70 was the total of all 3 vouchers.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Anything else? Nope.
Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute Resolution 18-131, itemizing the financials for the meeting of October 2nd, 2018.
Second.
Commissioner Clickwell? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Adrian.
Is the recorder here?
You want me to
All right,
tell
Glenn,
him?
come on up then.
You sure you don't have to go before me?
Morning.
Morning.
Ready?
The floor is yours.
This is, we got 2 folks. They want a bow hunt on county property, so this is just letting them do it down at the county home. So, This is right behind the golf course, so they're not up by the house or the barn or anything. So it's something that we gotta be careful, because we got a camp down there, we got the golf course down there, we got housing down there, and that's why we restricted the bow hunt.
Mhm.
So,
And we've done this in the past, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay,
So moved.
second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Mr. Lemon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Good.
My request would be in after the first 3 years.
Okay. Y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then for number 11, Commissioner's Office is requesting the board approve and execute Resolution 18-132, opposition of state issue number 1.
Talk about it?
Yeah, I mean, if nobody else wants to talk about it, I'll definitely talk about it. I don't know how many people are aware of State Issue 1, and for the news media that's here, State Issue 1 would be a horrendous, horrible thing for the state of Ohio. Among the many issues with that is its constitutional amendment. It's one thing to pass a law. You pass a constitutional amendment, it gets stuck in the Ohio Constitution, which is the wrong place for it. It is really hard to undo a constitutional amendment, and from a precedent standpoint, it's seldom done. So this lets people off the hook for drug use when they should be held accountable for their decisions, and so on and so forth. So State Issue 1 is really not good. The judges say that, the prosecutor says that, law enforcement saying that. So we have out-of-state organizations to include George Soros, who are trying to implement this crazy thing in our state. And so,
County Commissioners Association took a stand, and a lot of times they won't, because they represent 88 counties, so they don't want to get on one side or the other if there appears to be divided opinion, but amongst the commissioners across the state, there doesn't seem to be a lot of support for Issue 1.
Issue 1 would be a horrible thing. So anyway, there's a resolution we have. I don't know if we're going to read it or not read it, but it's in opposition to State Issue 1, and hopefully the press will print that. We took a position on that. So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye. From the recorder's office here, Dave.
Not that I'm aware of.
Establish a new escrow fund. What's this in regards to? No? Anyone?
I think it's again, kind of like what the auditor had to do for their, setting up a separate fund to kind of capture some of their costs. They're separate, but I think we have the same thing going on in the recorder's office. Certain activities, they want to better define. So you set up a separate fund, and that way you can really watch the money coming in and going out.
Okay.
So it was just, the state auditors requested this be done
Okay.
to help our accounting.
And this is something that wasn't in place before, but it is now.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this request came from the recorder's office. It looks like they just want to establish the escrow fund to deposit the fees that they collect from recording and copying, and then at the end of the year, they will be transferring to the necessary general fund, equipment fund, and housing
Okay.
trust fund. The state auditor is now requiring that you do this by resolution. The fund has been reviewed by their APA, and it's allowable.
Okay.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yes.
Commissioner Lemon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Aye. Okay.
I don't think we talk about it, we can do that later.
Does anybody have anything else before we go into executive session? No, so, move to executive session for the purpose of considering the purchase of property, and it'll be Jerry, Dave, and the three of us. Okay.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Mm-hmm.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spiller?
Aye.
Are you gonna take any action on the contract?
Not sure.